Well, good morning. How are you all doing? Well, as you can see, the Mustang has found its way into the shop once again. But unfortunately, this time, it may not be in here very long. As some of you know, especially my friends on Facebook, I have not been racing the Mustang this summer. I took summer off of racing the Mustang for a couple different reasons. One of them being, as we all know, racing is very expensive. So the Mustang needed a little bit of work. It needed front brakes, slicks, and the motor needed to be freshened up, and some other odds and ends. And instead of putting the money into the racing budget this year, I took that money, and as the Facebook people especially know, I've been doing a lot of work to my 1968 Camaro, and that is coming along quite nicely. And I just figured the street car deserved some love after sitting for 12 years. And now the reason the Mustang has made it in the shop is last week I had a good friend of mine who was a racer. He contacted me and asked me what I was doing with the car. I told him that I would probably not be racing it again next summer, as I was hoping to have my Camaro ready, and I would be having that back on the street and at the track. He asked what I was going to be doing with the Mustang. I said, probably not much. It would be sitting undercover for at least another year. And he got talking about it, and he asked if I'd be willing to sell it. And I kind of thought about it and said I'd get back to him. And after doing some thought, I decided that I would let it go. He asked me to put a price on it, and he agreed on the price. And so now it's in the shop, and I have to take it apart. Basically, he bought it as a complete bare roller. So the motor and transmission have to come out of it. Well, the transmission's already out of it, but the motor has to come out of it. All the electronics have to come out of it. That's the delay box, the electric shifter, the MSD, the 3-step, all the dials, the shifter, the gauges, the tack. So I got a little bit of a job ahead of me today, but it won't be that bad. It's a pretty easy car to work on. I'm not sure if he's going to have this back to the strip in May or not. He has a car right now. It's a Malibu. I believe it's 81, something like that. It's a pretty quick car. It's been in the 9s, and that's pretty good for what it is. It's over 3,000 pounds. I believe it's 31 with him in it. So it definitely needs to be on a diet. It has a 383 stroker in it with AFR 227 heads, power glide with a 176 low gear, and I think the motor makes just shy of 600 horsepower, but it got the 383 torque. So all that in my little Mustang here, that's going to be well into the 9s, and that's what he wants to be. His Malibu has been in the 9s at the last race because of the good air. And well, I guess he got addicted to the 9s. So, like I said, his car is 3,100. This here is 26. So you're looking at a tenth for every 100 pounds. Yeah, he's going to be pretty happy. So I guess I'll get to work here and kind of a bit of mixed emotions, but I guess you can't keep them all, and racing is cheap. And well, actually, the car hobby in general is pretty cheap. It's pretty expensive. I meant to say, as we all know, it's not cheap. But I'm gonna miss the old girl. I mean, I've been running it since 2006 or so. The old girl's treating me pretty good. Has many different motor combinations been in this car. It's been everywhere from high 11-second car down to the 9s. But time has come to move on, and it's best for it to go now. As we all know, sitting around is the worst you can do for a vehicle. Yeah, as you can see, the front wheels quite don't match the drag lights in the back. There's the drag lights for the front, the 3.5-inch wide. Reason they're off and have the tires off of them is at the last race, a buddy of mine who has a SB2 headed 400 small block Chevy in a 69 Camaro. He had some issues at the track, got out of shape, and got hard on the brakes and blew both front tires, and had a little off-track excursion. So my car was sitting outside here covered up, and I came home and flashlights and took them off, blocked the car up, and gave him my tires. That's what us racers do. You gotta help each other out. And there's the rest of the stuff. There's the swap headers and the cross member and the dry shaft, and I mean, it's a good little car for what it is. Like I said, kinda gonna miss it, but move on to bigger and better things with my Camaro there. I'm really excited about that. I got a lot of work done to that since Christmas time. And now with the money that I'm getting from this, that's going to go a long ways. It'll pay for my transmission, my new shifter, and anyway, we'll get back to you.